on YouTube or Facebook? It should be on now. Let's see. It's notifying people that we're on. Okay, cool. Okay, we should be good now. All right, 2 minutes away from starting the stream. Let's see what it's gonna do. Yeah, that's a TikTok. I'm telling you, bro.
Nice.
All right. Please plug for me here, bro. No, you're not notifying people that we're live. There's no way no one has joined. Okay, here we go. All right. Okay, for those of you joining the stream today, make sure you hit us with a thumbs up. Let's do an audio check. Give us a thumbs up if the audio is good on your end and you can hear us. We're about to talk all things crystals, not crystal gems. Are you watching the stream, Ngale? Okay, cool. All right, Luciano says the audio is good. It's go time. Hold on. Okay. What's good, family? Back again here with another live stream. We're in studio Le Juancha today. What's good, Juancha? I'm not. Today, Riguakari Crystals, we're in our new set, as you guys can see, talking all things crystal gems. So if you guys are tuning into the stream and you've got questions in regards to crystals, make sure you drop us those questions. In regards to the crystal.
So, Mamkhaleta, we're going to speak about the spiritual stones that are known to men, priests, healers, royalty, you name it, and they're known because of their power, their wisdom, as well as its ability to stimulate our psychic abilities. Kijona, the healing power of crystals. So without any wastage of time, I wanted to speak about a particular term, which is sin. Sin, as we know it, it's generally defined as an action or thought or behavior that goes against the divine law, right? Now, the context that I want to speak about sin, it's the context of its originality, right? It originates from the Greek word, which is hamartia. I stand to be corrected on the pronunciation, but it is Hamatia when I researched it, right? Now, sin, according to its originality, which derives from the Greeks, it was a term that was commonly used in archery, right? And sin just simply means to miss your mark, right? To miss your mark. Now, in this context, how many of us miss our mark, right? We miss our mark due to spiritual fog. We miss our mark due to lack of confidence or low self-esteem. We miss our mark because we lack courage. We miss our mark because of procrastination, right? So today I've come up with a formula that will assist you to avoid missing your mark and falling into sin, right? I refer to this formula as the SPEC formula, which is the formula used to manifest things, right? SPEC formula, we start with the first letter, which is S. So SPEC, if you can note it down somewhere, SPEC is SPEC. For those that know phonetics, it's Sierra Papa Echo Charlie, right? SPEC, SPEC formula, right? SPEC formula, the first letter, which is S, refers to select it, right? Select it, which is the goal. So in this context, maybe selecting it could be you selecting the house that you want to live in, right? You select it and you say, I want to live in a big house with 4 rooms, a swimming pool, picket fence, and a dog in the yard, right? You select it. And then the P stands for project it. You project it in the sense of visualizing, seeing yourself in this house, right? Visualizing yourself walking in each and every room of the house, visualizing yourself in the swimming pool, enjoying the swimming pool on a hot sunny day, visualizing yourself playing with your kids and the dog in the yard, right? You project it, right? Ofeja, we project. You now expect it, right? Now, part of projecting it, I don't want us to make the mistake of just visualizing something without putting any action into it. So it's very important that once you have selected it, in the process of you projecting it, you are putting action towards this idea or towards this goal or dream that you want, right? In this case, it's the house. I get, and then you expect it. Just like a woman who is pregnant, you do not know what is cooking in the oven, right? But you live with expectations, right? Expectations, child, you expect a healthy baby. Expectations, child, the baby is gonna come out with all 10 fingers, all 10 toes, right?
No audio.
Furthermore,
Oh,
is it the
okay. Hold on.
Okay.
Just give me a
Or
moment.
should I proceed? Is the audio fine? Okay. Sorry about that, guys. We're just having a minor technical glitch here. So once you've expected that which you are, or rather that which you have selected, that which you have projected, and now once you've completed the E, which is expecting it, you now proceed to the last stage of the SPEC formula, right? Which is to collect it. You've already put tireless hours into it. You've put a lot of skill into it, right? Now it is time to collect your home. You are there in the physical. You're also seeing it in the physical. You are living in that which you have manifested. So that is, ladies and gentlemen, the SPEC formula. So for those that missed the breakdown, you can always refer to the video recording on YouTube, where you can go through the breakdown, the SPEC formula. Now, how can we incorporate crystals into the SPEC formula? We made reference to sin, right? Which is missing your mark. For example, people who miss their mark in a sense of lacking courage. How many of us have been in situations whereby you met, or rather you were in the right place at the right time, but because in that moment you looked down on yourself and said, Eish, I am not worthy of being in the presence, Vusi Tembegwayo, and approach him. I'm not worthy of approaching Tababushe in terms of a certain idea or something that I feel a burning desire about, right? You get yourself crystals like the tiger's eye, which is courage without ego. In that moment when you look down on yourself, it gives you the courage to stand boldly and engage that particular individual that you like to engage, or rather to engage an audience of people for those that struggle with things like stage fright, right? Furthermore, those who miss their mark because they lack focus, it enhances your focus. It allows you to stick to the goal, right? With unforgiving tenacity, you work towards your goal. Kiona, the tiger's eye, courage without ego. And then the next crystal, for those who struggle to make difficult decisions. How many of us have been in those moments whereby it was a decision or a matter of life or death, flight or fight, but you found yourself choking in that moment and therefore sinning, missing your mark to ascend into greatness. Why? Because you failed to make a difficult decision. So get yourself the leopard jasper. Get yourself the leopard jasper. This crystal helps you to have the ability to make difficult decision in moments whereby it's not easy to make that decision. This is the right companion to have in that moment, right? Outside of that, it's a crystal of royalty. It is a crystal of attracting abundance as well as opulence. It is a crystal of wisdom, right? Because to make difficult decisions, you need botlale, wisdom. And then the other one, how many of us have been in situations whereby we've succumbed to our thoughts, right? Chatter, according to psychology, it is that negative voice, right? That is always at the back of your mind, subconsciously, right? Each time you have to make a decision, or rather, an example would be during your moment of meditation, right? Whilst you're manifesting things, you would say, going back to that example at the house, I want a big house. And then eventually, okay, the universe says, all right, because in your heart of hearts and your energy, you are in line, or rather aligned with that which you want to manifest. Here you go. You have already been granted that request in the spiritual. It's only a matter of time that which you've requested manifests itself into the physical. In that very same breath of you requesting, chatter ering, who do you think you are to think or you can afford to live in a big house? Unusually, you're just living in a room. You are just living in your shack. You are working a job where you are earning 5,000. Who do you think you are with that 5,000? Or you think or you live in a mansion? Get yourself the amethyst, right? Transform your way of thinking. Transform your habits. Adapt and conform to new ways of doing things. Adapt and conform to new ways of thinking. The mind is like an animal. You need to tame it. The minute you lose control of the animal will have control over you. So get the amethyst to clear any mental and spiritual fog. Get the amethyst to transform and emancipate yourself from spiritual and mental slavery. Or you find yourself under day in, day out. When you wake up, the first thing that comes to your mind, it's negative thoughts. Why? Because you haven't yet conditioned your way of thinking to positivity. Now, I'm not being naive to the fact that, yes, challenges will always be there because that is how the devil operates. He operates in a sense where he always attacks the master meditator. Once he sees that you have this unshakable mindset, he will always want to visit you, right? A positive thought, a negative thought, or you're going to face Karen. No, just sit maybe a few hours. That's why you need companions like, your amethyst. They will help you in that time. You're looking down on yourself. It gives you the courage and the mindset, right, to shift your thinking away from low vibrational thinking to higher vibrational thinking. Before I conclude to the messages, when you get the time, for those who have the Bible, refer to Ezekiel 28:13. I'm not going to get into detail or but Ezekiel 28:13, it speaks about the crystals, how they were created shortly after we were created. Why? Because right, knew that we will need this as a companion to help us, as a tool to help us, not as a final resort. We are replacing him with crystals. No, we are using this as a tool. This is a tool to bring us closer to him. This is a tool to help us to realize the purpose, the significance, and the power that we have, the power that is within.
All right. Pastor Moka, back again. Sharing the word with us, Buffett.
Yeah.
Those who've heard, they've heard. Those with ears, they've heard. Nah?
Yeah.
Sometimes the message won't resonate now, but even though your ears picked it up, because your ears pick up everything. This is a sensor, one of the most powerful sensors in the world. This sensor picks up sound frequencies. Even if it goes in, but your mind doesn't register it in the moment, it does something to you epigenetically, right? In a particular way. Yes. Now, with that said, Khonhla mentioned something important. Some of you feel like you don't deserve. It's called imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
That is an actual thing where people deal with what is called imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
You feel like the spaces and the places you want to be in, you are not worthy of them.
Correct.
And this is what is empowering you guys on now. Taming the mind, mastering the mind, being in a position where you can navigate the demands in regards to your frame of mind. Nah? We don't have questions yet. We just have, maybe let's give people a shout out who are watching the stream.
Yes.
Shout out Kogetso. What's up, Khunzi? Mam Bonita. She's here. She was here yesterday. Shout out to her.
Thank you, Mam Bonita.
Machola. She's here. Ngobile. What's up, Ngobile? It's good, Bafo. Yes. He's always here, regular as well. Tobe out there, Beauty's here. Okay, we've got a question here. Ponzo M. What's up, Ponzo? Hope you're good. My right ear is buzzing and sometimes feels like there's water in it. Could it be my ancestors trying to communicate to me? Like I said, this is a sensor. This sensor picks up, under normal circumstances, it picks up between 20 to 20,000 hertz.
Yeah.
Right? Let me show you guys that. Right? The frequency of what the human ear hears.
Yes.
Now, the frequency that the human ear picks up. Now, this is as per normal, right? Oh, let's see. No. It's normally 22. Yes, Guillermo.
Yeah.
Yes, Guillermo. 1,000. 20 to 20,000 hertz. Yeah. Yes. This is the range in which the ear can hear in. Let's go. I can't see anything Illing solid here. Here we go. Actually, I'm going to highlight it before I show it. Nah? Now, with that said, that is as per the normal, right? Since we've dropped in vibration and we're now in the 3D space, more normally it is said that we hear between this frequency. But then there are those who are able to hear outside the frequency of the normal. Nah? Some of these people, we consider them to be crazy, but they are not. We just don't understand. I'm going to read for you guys here. The normal human hearing range of a healthy individual is usually between 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. With higher frequencies gradually fading during lifetime. So obviously your hearing decreases over time. But now, if we look at the frequency spectrum, it operates way outside of this. Nah? There are multiple other frequencies that we can hear. Now, once your ear starts buzzing like this, it means you're tapping into that frequency. But because your processor, which is the sensor inside the eardrum, it can't process it. It now comes across like a buzzing. So now, kahe ocho, water. It's like there's water in there. So perhaps some people can even hear water running through their ear and so on. Now, if you are not aware, you might think you're going crazy, but you're not. You might need to tap in now. Engage in practices and processes that allow you to get closer to this frequency. Get closer and closer to this frequency so that you can unlock now the messages that you will hear. It's called clairaudience. Nah? Clairaudience. This is intelligence around hearing. Nah? These are people who hear music with a whole different understanding. They hear the layers of music. Clairaudient people. Nah? So you will go and do research on this. What is clairaudience? You will then from there go and find out a bit more about, when people are hearing this in regards to the spiritual path, what does it mean? So you can pray and talk to your people. This is why I say we must not separate spirituality from science, because this is what helps us develop our spiritual IQ. Now, before I take questions, we're going to go to a quick ad break now so that we can tell you guys about this product. Just give me a moment. Inkanyezi Buffet. A lot of you are trying to align your things, and you can use Inkanyezi. In here, there are herbs like umutomshope, umlomumnandi, umshonishwa, and then there's the actual starfish itself. For those of you who know the starfish, dried up and crushed. Then this is consumed as imbiza to do what? Amplify your aura, turn you into a star, as the name suggests. In isiZulu, Inkanyezi is a star, right? So some of you are reaching for the stars. For those of you who are struggling with imposter syndrome, for those of you looking to amplify your aura, this is the mbiza to get. Now, helps to clear aura, as you can see, attracts good energy. Why do we want to clear the aura? We want to clear all the negative frequencies. Now, when your mind is playing games on you, in terms of the things you want to think about, while you think positive, it always pushes negative. You understand? Attracts good energy, helps to clear skin, attracts love. Okay, yesterday I created a video on social media asking the women to comment in regards to like their challenges, because yesterday in Nearly Woman Crush Wednesday. So Wednesdays 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. it's our stream on all things for women. So some of those comments were around how women feel like they can't attract love or attract the good men. But most of the time, you guys are trying to attract the men with money, not the good men. There's a big difference. But that's a conversation for another day. So anyway, if you need Inkanyezi, visit us in store, buy some on the website. You take 2 cups a day after having prayed before using it. Let's get back to the content. Just give me a moment.
Okay. I want to also speak about the eagle. Lenong. Lenong, it's a majestic animal, and there's a lot of things we can learn from an eagle. An eagle has a lifespan of 70 years, so at least it lives up to 70 years. And then at some point, when it reaches the age of 40, the eagle has to make a difficult decision, right? At that stage, the wings are no longer as light as they used to. The wings are now heavy. The beak is no longer as sharp as it used to. The talons are no longer as sharp as they used to. So the eagle flies to the highest point of the mountain. It isolates, right? It goes into isolation, I believe, for 150 days, if I'm not mistaken, but I stand to be corrected. But it goes into isolation. There, the eagle breaks its beak. It goes through a painful process of it breaking its beak so that it can allow a new beak to grow out. And then once the new beak has grown out, it plucks out its talons, right? So that what it allows new talons to grow out that are sharper to catch the prey. And then as soon as it's done with that, it starts plucking out its feathers, the old feathers they were wearing or wearing it down. It plucks it out. It plucks it out. So I can only imagine how painful that process is of plucking out your feathers, just so that you can transform, right? As soon as this transformation is done, you will see the eagle taking flight once again, soaring like the king of the sky, right? How do we relate to this? There are times in our lives as human beings, we need to isolate, right? We need to isolate and go into a period of transformation. A period of transformation in a sense that old habits, you need to cut them off, right? Some people that are struggling with alcoholism, you need to cut that off. Some people are struggling with lying and standing for the truth. You need to cut that off. Some people are struggling with keeping company. Elomor does not serve them. We all know that misery loves company. You have deadbeat friends. Elomor, they don't serve you. You need to cut them off. You have family members who talk down on you. You need to cut them off. You have a partner who does not support you, always in the opposing side, opposing each and every idea that you have. You need to cut them off. So that period of transformation, it's not an easy one. It's a painful one. And each and every one of us at some point in our lives, if we want to elevate to our greatness, if we want to step into greatness, we need to isolate and go through that painful process. There's a quote, Denzel Washington likes to say, when God wants to make a man great, he shreds him into pieces. So, whatever challenge that you're going through right now, this is your moment of transformation, to transform into your greater self, right? To transform into the king of the sky, to be like an eagle.
Camera up down. Camera. Okay, we're good now. All right. Yeah, we've got some questions here. Okay, we've got a comment actually. I'll push it to big. Imposter syndrome is real. Sometimes I feel bad for asking God to bless me.
Yeah.
Of which you deserve the best.
Yes.
Of the best.
Yes.
You yourself as well, no?
Yes.
Let's see.
No, that is true, Tobeka. If anything, we've mentioned this before in one of the lives we had. It is in God's best interest to see you succeed. So at no point in time should you look down on yourself, because he created us to become successful. We are one of his greatest creations. As a matter of fact, we are his greatest creation, because he gave us his essence. So there is no way Moilongor he would want you to fall short. He wants you to be great, Tobega. So step into greatness and reach your maximum potential.
I want to pose a question to you, Contra. In the Christian denomination, it is assumed that God is a he. Why?
It's because of, or rather, based on the teachings I got, is because he would always be referred to as the Father in terms of the energy that he holds, how he also carries out with discipline, his nature. That is why he's always referred to as a male figure, because of his nature, his character, or he carries himself according to the Christian teachings as the father, as owner, rather than the male. But the more we grow in our spirituality, the more we seek knowledge, right? We start to learn or know, man. Mutago has a balance, you know. Mutago has a balance, and for us to reduce bogolo ba gage to a particular gender, we are basically doing an injustice. And that is why, in the spiritual context, we always refer to him as the divine, you know, the higher power. We don't associate him or rather have a biased approach of saying he's just the masculine energy or he is just the feminine energy, but rather he is the balance, the masculine and the feminine.
Therefore, he's a hermaphrodite or a beast,
Yes.
aka the Baphomet or Shiva. You understand? But that's a conversation most people are not ready for. Why? Because okay, I understand though why they've done it that way. It's we move in seasons, Valis.
Yes.
In the age of Pisces, which is where now the Christian denomination took the dominance.
Yeah.
It was Pisces is very masculine. Now we're in the age of Aquarius, which is very feminine.
Yes.
There was a time the system was overly matriarchal.
Yes.
There was a time the system was overly matriarchal. Now we are going back to striving for balance. Okay, so for those of you who are Christian, especially if you're a woman, do not dim your lights because you're revering the King of Kings. There is also the Queen of Queens. You understand? That's important for everyone to understand that depth. Let's push some more questions here. Let's go questions. I want to push. Okay, I would like to start using crystals, especially when meditating. Which ones would you recommend, and which ones to keep around my space?
Okay, so Witumelo, your starting point can be the tiger's eye. Why the tiger's eye? I'm sure you've also seen with a lot of Buddhist monks, right, who are considered master meditators because they like to engage meditation a lot. Get yourself the tiger's eye because one, it enhances one's focus, right? It enhances one's creativity. I'm of the view, or meditation, you know, it consists of a lot of things. One would need to think outside of the box, right? There's certain positions, one, you need to position yourself in physically, right, in order for you to connect to the divine, right? So, another tiger's eye, which will help you with meditation, or this can be your starting point as you start your journey in the journey crystals.
All right, let's push some more questions. Let's see. Okay, Prince. What's up, Prince? Greetings, Rails. I have a tiger's eye and a hematite combined bracelet. And I recently dreamt of it as if it was breaking off my hand, and I was looking at it, wondering what had happened to it. Would you mind explaining what that means? I think it's straightforward. Responder.
I mean, the breaking, it could signify one, or petile morero, or the purpose it was supposed to, right? We made reference to the fact that everything operates in seasons, right? So that could have been a sign from the divine signaling to you that this crystal and the purpose that it had, it is coming to its end. And that is why you see the symbol of it breaking, right? Breaking again could be the ties that one was a slave to, correct? One, tiger's eye, it helps one to enhance one's courage, right? It could signify the breaking of you being timid. It could signify the breaking of you lacking stability and groundedness, which speaks to the hematite, because the hematite is a crystal of spiritual grounding and stability. So it could mean a number of things. This, or rather the point I'm making, is just to shed some light, but your best bet is to engage your people and to pray about it.
No, me in my opinion, bro, I think this one is straightforward.
Yeah.
This particular crystal does not serve you.
Mm.
It's straightforward. Why? As someone who does this work and I'm always engaging people,
Yes.
banaling these type of things, sometimes you overthink the obvious.
Yeah.
You understand? Sometimes you overthink the obvious. And in
Yes.
tapping into things that are going to serve us uniquely, we need to take action promptly when we get a message.
Yes.
The crystal is breaking because it does not serve you, right? And not to say that the crystal does not serve the broader audience. And this is why I get this thing get trial and error. So Prince, look into another tool. Whatever you were seeking in regards to using tiger's eye and hematite, try another crystal. And connect with your people. Find out from your people. And if it does break in real life, that should then signify Horizon.
Yes, that's the finality, yeah.
That should then signify to you Horizon.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going. Are all Nzunza self-initiates come from royalty? Buffet, stop seeking answers from the external. You understand? Because I will then say no, but you know yourself, or you are from royalty. You understand? I'm not saying this as a means to say your question is not relevant. It is quite relevant, but know yourself, trust yourself, hit yourself on the chest. By this, I'm not saying move from a vibration of ego. Move from a vibration of ego. Because I can't talk from deep context around Inzunza myself. I've seen how they talk about Inzunza and then in the spiritual space, there's always, hey, Umoya Inzunza is the highest of them all. We know nothing in this game. We know nothing. Let me be honest with you. We are still but a fraction. There are 12 levels to this game. We are on level 3. Just to give you context, if our vibration has dropped such that we are on the 3rd dimension, it means we're on level 3 of the 12 dimensions of consciousness.
Yes.
You understand? So it is trivial to dispute with all in. So me, now most Nzunza people very much self-initiate. The people who I know who say, hey, mina Nzunza, right? I know that they must self-initiate. And I know that their path tends to be quite complex and difficult, right? But the reason it does that is because it wants you to be humble. It wants to humble you. Yes, you might be from royalty, but don't forget you're a better custodian of this thing, because we see now with the royal houses and how some of these kings and queens are power hungry. You understand? And also now this also creates issues around the fact that you need to understand that any throne is always under siege. There are always people who are going to want to sit where you are sitting. You understand? Instead of ascending to their own respective thrones. So with that said, in Zunza, I can't speak much on it. And I can't give you context on it. But if when you feel you are from royalty, you know you're from royalty, then I get on, I'm fit. Run with that. Connect with that. You understand?
Yes.
Look, Mrale Finn, Aribum any intel for us on Heulandite, Heulandite crystal and its benefits. Heulandite. Heulandite. Heulandite.
What are you getting? HEU arrow?
Heulandite, yeah. Heulandite. Maybe I should show them as well here on screen.
Yeah. Heulandite.
Images. Oh, it's got like the screen.
Yeah, I know when it comes to crystals, there's a lot of crystals out there. Some that are still yet to be discovered. Some which are still being discovered till today. So here it facilitates altered states of awareness, particularly access and visualization of ancient knowledge. So, reading this part, it has, or rather shares, a common property with the moonstone, because the moonstone is connected to our ancestral wisdom, right? And ancestral knowledge. So meaning that you're connected to that ancient knowledge or tsebo, you know. Then furthermore, it unlocks the message inherent within dreams. So it means it's great for, you know, unlocking the messages that are conveyed to the wearer within dreams. This particular part, it resonates with, or rather shares the same benefit as the K2 as well as the labradorite. The labradorite, Lorna, it unlocks messages of the dream. So I usually wear my labradorite when I go to sleep, so that when I'm in that state, messages that I get in that state, they are clear. So you can get the labradorite as well, which you can find on our website. However, it is the chipped one, or also the round one. It is also available, sorry. So you can find this on www.simosafrica.co.za. Alternatively, you can come to 7 Rangeview Street, which is in Brakpan, Carnival Decor Center, as well as Durban 593 Felix Dlamini Road.
All right. And what crystals does your chakra bracelet contain? 7 chakra now?
7 chakra. So 7 chakra, we use different types of crystals. For the root, we can work with the tiger's eye. And then for the solar, not the solar plexus, but the sacral chakra, we can use either the red jasper or the garnet. And then for your solar plexus, we use the citrine. And then for your heart chakra, you can either use the ocean jasper. We've used the green aventurine as well. For your throat, that's the turquoise. And then for your eye, that is the lapis lazuli. And then for the crown, we use the amethyst, but we can also use the clear quartz. So we are dynamic in terms of how we, switch different beads with our 7 chakra. So there's one what I'm still busy with. That's going to include, for the root, it's going to be the black tourmaline. And then for the crown, it's going to be the clear quartz. So I'm still working on it. And then in terms of the sacral chakra, I'm going to use the garnet. So I'm still deciding, but those are the crystals that I've established so far in terms of the new 7 chakra that we're going to usher out.
All right, it's 10:41 right now. I'm going to give you guys 5 more minutes before we go. Last 2 questions here. I think this one is important. Moya Wait. Welcome back, Moya Wait. A good day. I hope everything is well. How do you differentiate between glass/plastic crystals and real, genuine ones?
So it's a number of tests. We are going to drop a video regarding the test you can conduct. There's the weight. There's also the touch, stone, or one that is real. Lisuga, we always know, or lebajang, it becomes cold, right? And then the minute you touch it, it adapts to the climatic conditions, right? Meaning that if you hold it like this, rather, it becomes warm, right? Whereas a glass, the temperature is just constant, right? It doesn't change, it doesn't do anything. And then again, there's the weight, as I've mentioned. In terms of the stone, it's heavier than the glass. And then again, there's the fire test, right? We've done this with Tammy before at the store, where we were testing out our crystals versus other ones that we got from different supplier who are supplying glass crystals to test, which is real or not. So there's the fire test, there's the weight, and then there's the touch and feel, right? That you can conduct as tests. Okay. But we will drop that video very soon to show you guys.
All right, fresh. I think this one is more consultation related. Do you do dream and vision interpretation? If yes, here or go consultation. If you catch us on Tuesday or on Monday and you join the stream, but you'd have to join live on the stream. Yeah, ubeting live on the stream and we can potentially engage there. But I do not like to do dream interpretations, to be honest. I do it because I have to do the work, right? Why? Because it is part of the calling.
Yes.
And patients need me to engage them. It's fine. But why I say this actually is because we can dream the exact same dream, detail-wise, but the meaning is unique to each of us because they pull from your subconscious memory bank to create a picture that is unique to you. There's no generic interpretation of dreams. So what we need to master is the art of communicating with our people. So going back to your prayer shrine, once you've had a dream, hey, I dreamt about this and this and this yesterday. I think it's this. Most of the time, you guys will have done research. You will have gone on Google. You will have watched videos already, right? And put together what you think it might mean. And maybe you're anxious now. Does this dream really mean something bad? The real answers are within you and within communicating with your people regarding that. Now, when you come to see me, mostly of the time, I will tell you, oh, okay, this is what I think. What do you think, though? I always want to know what you think. Because some of you want to put the responsibility too much on the healer. Robert, develop spiritual IQ you yourself so that you do not fall victim to victimization by these spiritual healers. This is what happens now. Nkulu, why no? I went to so many healers. They kept on saying that they must take me to the water. Everyone wants to take me to the water. And why they charge me 2,000? Obvious. Come on. When you're naive spiritually and you depend on external factors, they're going to exploit you financially. They're going to exploit you spiritually. So I always say, even to the people who work here, because they are on their own respective spiritual paths. This is why they're working in the herbal medicine space. Never will you hear me saying to them, hey, I must take you guys a manzini. No, you must see yourself in the dream sense, right? So especially if your people wanted you to well engage in this cleanse, the 2,000 would be nothing.
Yes.
The money would be there in your account for you to execute. The reason the money is not there is because it's not what they want. Not from my understanding of spiritual things. So some of you are waiting for financial resources to execute certain things. Yet it's not the moment, yet it's not the time, or the people who are trying to assist you are not the ones who must assist you. Perhaps you must assist yourself. Now, if you are going to come to our page and engage our content, we are pushing spiritual independence. We are not a spiritual doctrine. We are not an ideology that everyone must conform to. I am not trying to turn myself into Jesus Shambe. In fact, I like my privacy. I love my privacy. But because I'm called to do this, I'll have to do what I need to do. But do not make the mistake of trying to gravitate towards me as though I am the be-all and end-all of you finding yourself in this calling. Now, some of you lack the patience to engage your people. Okay, fine. Some of you lack the spiritual intelligence to engage your people. This is what we give you. I can't give you patience. I can give you intelligence. That's all I can do. So, Petunia, with that said, stop going to see healers who then want to engage you in a ritual that's not going to serve you. Talk to your people, right? Okay, fine. Let me not say perhaps awatla melo shab. Have you seen it yourself? If you've dreamt about it and you dreamt no shapisake mukete, great. Then you go and engage. But if the money is not there, that should tell you, no, maybe this thing is not quite aligned with you. All right, Juanla, any closing statements in regards to crystals before we go?
Yeah, not really crystals per se, but ladies and gentlemen, we have Palo Santo. This you can buy online, www.simosafrica.co.za. You can also find this at 593 Felix Dlamini Road, which is in Durban, or you can come to 7 Rangeview Street, Carnival Decor Center, Shop 14. What is Palo Santo? Palo Santo, which originates from South America. It's used as a means of cleansing one's space, as a means to relieve any stress, any anxiety, to relieve any pain, as well as for spiritual awareness. So we have it as it is, which comes like this, as a stick, which is 4 sticks, or alternatively, you can get it as an extract of this, which is this baby right here, which is the incense sticks. Shatomo.
All right. I have one announcement for all public servant officials. We will have a day where you will get 15% off. Make sure you go to the video that I've dropped on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook in regards to this matter. So if you're a police officer, if you're a nurse, if you're a doctor, if you're a teacher, if you work in the municipality, you must bring us some type of proof that says you are this. Why? Obviously, they are serving us, these people. So let us serve them too. So all public service officials, there will be your day. I will tell you, it will either be Tuesday or Thursday. I stand to be corrected. Nah? We will still discuss and finalize internally with ourselves. But okay, when do public officials get their discount? Shout out to everyone who's joining us day in and out, watching our content, who resonates with the content, who connects with what we do. Shout out to everyone who supports what we do. Nah? Everyone who likes, subscribes, shares, engages. I run into people all the time, everywhere. Everywhere I go, I run into people showing me love and showing us love for what we do. This is important. The work we do is of utmost importance, Buffett. Utmost importance. So now we'll stay disciplined in the process. Nah? I will stay disciplined in the process. Juanca will stay disciplined. Tammy will stay disciplined. Right? We will make sure we give you guys the best content. Here we're working on our new studio. As you can see, we're in a new set. We've got some African bamboo right here. We're going to have more guests right here next to me talking about various issues in regards to spirituality. Some of our topics that we're going to add are spiritual warfare. I think that one is of utmost importance. Nah? And then another one I think I need to add. Why una limona? We want to moja love this thing, right? Why una limona? You understand? Why una limona? Why? Because I want to free you from the scam that the devil has you under. Jealousy is the scam that the devil has you under. Let me tell you something. Why? Because the lowest of all vibrations, second to fear, is jealousy. What happens if you die from a position of jealousy? You are going to drop into dimension 1 and 2. You're going to sit with the demons. And it takes time to raise your vibration. Remember, the soul and the spirit is eternal. Nah? We are experiencing but a certain lifestyle in this vessel. Mara, when we sever from the vessel, we need to undergo a process of ascension. This is why the Egyptians were so fixated on the afterlife.
Correct.
They were fixated on the afterlife because they knew Anubis natlokopana lo wena, weigh your heart against the feather. This is what they refer to when they say judgment day. Everyone will face judgment. Right? Everyone will face judgment as per what? Their action. And let me tell you who's going to judge you. It is not an external being. It is you, your higher self. Because there's conflict between your higher self. I don't like these low standards that you've set for yourself. Then your lower self hearing, your standards are too high for me. Then yaunyisa higher self. Iunyisa higher self. We need to strive for balance. All right, shout out Bafeto. Catch you again on the flip side. We're back again on Monday. We were supposed to stream tomorrow. Tomorrow is the kiddies' day. If you're paying attention, we're theming each day. We're theming each day so that we can have a calendar of content where we push out fresh content for you guys each and every single day so that you guys can evolve. Now, I give this context to you guys because some of you are engaging in a calling, and this calling, they say, hey, you must be a pastor. I've heard that too. Okay, we are teaching here. So I'm not going to be at the pulpit somewhere teaching. This is how it's playing out. I'm born on the 6th month. 6 is what? 9, but in a different way, right? So it's manifesting. So I must just be in the flow of things. Just as Juanca is in the flow of things in regards to the crystals.
Yeah.
But Lena, he must evolve and align. Le calling ya high.
Yes.
Ne? Esevang yena. Rakwana kerba fit. Exactly. Peace _ reflection 9 ether. Yes. He's responding to me saying, hey, pastor. But remember, the pastor dynamic does not mean be a pastor on the pulpit.
Yes.
Right? Does not mean be a pastor on the pulpit.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to everyone who's joining us here on the streams. Shout out to everyone who's supporting us. Shout out to everyone who's bringing us positive energy. And to Lena, cleanse your heart of this jealousy because you're not gonna stop this thing. This thing is in motion.
Oh,
you understand?
It's a moving train.
Yeah, it's in motion.
Yeah.
In all your adventures and in all your endeavors. You will find yourself connecting with your higher self.
Yes.
You will find yourself engaged in activities that will serve you uniquely. All right, peace, Buffett.
Hey, your heart.